Most people think a garage is just a place to park their car. A basement, that's where you throw old Christmas decorations and boxes you never open. But what if I told you that cold stained concrete floor is costing you thousands of dollars and hundreds of square feet of unusable space in your home?
Your one-day floor.
I'm Lee Baker, founder of Your One Day Floor. This story starts back in 2017 when I pursued my dream again of founding my very first company right out of high school. That company became Restoration with Design here in Ohio. For years, we specialized in helping companies rebuild their homes after fires and water damage. I've walked through thousands of homes, seen every kind of damage you can imagine, and helped families put their lives back together. But everywhere I went, I kept seeing the same problem that everybody was not talking about. I'd finish a beautiful kitchen after water damage and walk into their garage with oil stains covered the floor, cracks were spreading, and the whole space just felt like something that you would want to avoid. The homeowner would apologize for the mess, and they would say they never really used that space anyway. But I'm looking at 400, 500, sometimes 600 square feet of potential living space that was unused and just being completely wasted. Then something happened that changed everything. My wife and I went to a remodeling and deck expo, just looking for new ideas for our restoration business. That's where we discovered floor coating systems, not the cheap stuff that you buy at a hardware store, but real industrial grade coatings that could transform concrete completely. We saw demonstrations of Polyurea polyaspartic coatings that were 4 times stronger than traditional epoxy. UV stable, so they wouldn't yellow. Chemical resistant, so oil stains couldn't penetrate. But here's the kicker, they could be installed in just one day. I looked at my wife and said, this is it. This is what every homeowner with concrete floors needs to see. We became an authorized dealer for Dayton and Cincinnati. That started as an addition to our restoration business, quickly became something much bigger. Because once the word got out that we could transform a garage floor in one day, the phone wouldn't stop ringing. But here's the thing, I wasn't gonna build this business the way everybody else was doing it. I'd seen too many contractors cut corners, use subcontractors they couldn't control, show up late, and leave a mess. That wasn't going to be us. I started building our first crew with people who shared the vision of quality and reliability. Mike was one of our first installers, and since joining, he's installed well over 1 million square feet of coatings. He's not just an installer, he's a veteran leader who has trained others, led teams, and helped shape the quality and reliability that define your one-day floor. Tommy joined us with experience as a second-generation installer. Having grown up on jobs working alongside his father, he was on-site as a kid, learning the trade from the ground up, and following his father's footsteps made him one of our most experienced installers today. These weren't just workers, they were craftsmen who understood that every home deserves to feel complete. These guys didn't just learn how to apply coatings, they learned our standards, showing up on time every time. Treat every home like it's your own. Leave the space cleaner than you found it, and never ever compromise on quality. Our original team members are still with us today and have helped us build something special. We've grown from a small crew to 6 full-time installation teams. But every single person goes through the same training, the same background checks, the same commitment to excellence that we established from day one. Every morning, we start our team meetings and review the photos of all the projects completed from the day before. This gives us full accountability, making sure every step was followed according to our standards and nothing is overlooked. Once we confirm the quality of yesterday's work, we turn to focus on the jobs scheduled for today, going over each project, any special requirements, and making sure everyone knows exactly what's expected. Because when we're working in someone's home, there's no room for faulty workmanship, surprises, or miscommunication. This isn't how most companies in our industry operate. A lot of them use subcontractors because it's cheaper and easier, but they also can't control the quality the way we can. When a crew shows up at your house, I know they're going to be on time. I know they're going to be professional, and I know they're going to do the job right the first time. Because if they don't, it reflects on me, on our company, on everything we built over the years. In fact, we've become so good at what we do that other companies from out of state send their installers here to Ohio to be trained by our team. Think about that. Companies are paying to learn from us because our standards are that high. But this growth didn't happen overnight. It happened one satisfied customer at a time. Every transformed garage at a time. Every family at a time discovering that their home could be so much more than they thought possible. Because of what we learned over these years, your home is your greatest investment, and every square foot should add value to your home. That concrete floor isn't just a surface, it's potential waiting to be unlocked. We've seen families transform their garages into spaces where they actually want to spend time. Kids playing safely on floors that are easy to clean. Parents are finally using their basements as a family room instead of avoiding it. Homeowners who can walk barefoot to their car without worrying about cold, dirty concrete. That's why we started Your One Day Floor. Not just to apply coatings, but to help families get the most out of every space in their home. To turn these cold, avoided areas into places where life actually happens. But as we've grown, we've served more families across Southwest Ohio, Eastern Indiana, and Northern Kentucky. We've learned something important: the technical solution. The coating itself is just the beginning. The real challenge is understanding what families are going through when they call us and why they've been living with these problems for so long. Today, Your One Day Floor has 6 full-time installation crews working across our service area. We've completed thousands of projects, earned an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and built a reputation that brings us customers from word-of-mouth referrals every single day. But you know what hasn't changed? The problems that families face when they first call us. Let me tell you about the conversations I have almost every day. A homeowner calls and says, "Lee, I've been thinking about doing something with my garage floor for years, but I don't know where to start." Or, "We never use the basement because it's too cold and damp down there." These aren't just floor problems, these are quality of life problems. When I walk into a home for an estimate, I can predict exactly what I'm going to find. Cold concrete floors covered in oil stains, tire marks, and dirt that never seems to come clean, no matter how hard you scrub. I see cracks starting to form, maybe small ones now, but they're spreading. I'll notice that musty smell that comes from the basement and absorbing moisture and chemicals year after year. But here's what breaks my heart about this whole situation. You're not just losing a garage or a basement, you're losing 400, 500, sometimes 600 square feet of your home. Space that you paid for, space that could be adding value to your family's home every single day. Think about it. If you've got a 2,000 square foot house and a 500 square foot garage, that concrete floor is making 25% of your home feel unwelcoming. I meet families all the time who tell me they dream of having a workshop or a home gym or a clean place where their kids can play when the weather's bad. But they look at that concrete floor and think it's impossible. They think that's just how garages and basements are supposed to be. Shelly Smith told me she lived in her home for 23 years and never went into the cellar. 23 years. That's like having a whole extra room in your house and having it boarded up and forgotten about. But here's what really gets me. Most people think that that's how concrete floors are. They think they have to live with stains, the cracks, the cold, uncomfortable feeling. They think if you want a nice floor, you have to tear out the concrete and start over, which could cost thousands of dollars. Now, as Your One Day Floor has grown, we have to really think about how we serve our customers. We've got 6 full-time installation teams, but every single person is our employee, not a subcontractor, not some guy we hired for a week, our employee. That means when Mike, Tommy, or any of our other certified installers show up at your house, they're representing our company, our standards, our reputation. They've been background checked, they've been trained not just how to install floor coatings, but how to treat your home and your family with respect. Why do we call ourselves Your One Day Floor? Because we believe that transforming your home shouldn't take weeks or months of disruption. Our mission is simple. We show up in the morning with everything we need. We work efficiently and professionally all day. And by evening, you have a completely transformed space that you can start enjoying immediately. One day of work, decades of protection, and a lifetime of better living. That's not just in our name, that's our promise to every family we serve. You deserve better than cold, stained, cracked concrete taking up valuable space in your home. You deserve floors that make every area feel welcoming, that protect your investment, and let you use your whole house the way it's meant to be. And that's exactly what we're here to provide. Now I know what you're thinking. You've probably seen those DIY epoxy kits at the hardware store. Maybe you've even tried one. Or maybe you heard horror stories from neighbors who did floors that started peeling after 6 months, coatings that turned yellow, surfaces that wouldn't handle a hot tire, or when they dropped a tool. Let me tell you something. What we do is nothing like those weekend projects. Nothing at all. When I first discovered Polyurea, polyaspartic coatings at that trade show, I thought I understood floor coatings. I'd been in construction for decades. I'd seen epoxy systems, I'd seen paint, I'd seen every quick fix that contractors try to sell homeowners, but this was different, completely different.
Why polyaspartic coatings? They solve every single one of these problems. First, they're not temperature sensitive like epoxy. We can install our coatings from below 0 degrees to 140 degrees, meaning year-round installation with perfect results every time. No waiting for perfect weather. Second, our coatings are completely non-porous. Oil, salt, and chemicals can't penetrate the surface. Spill transmission fluid and it wipes up like water on glass. Try that with epoxy and you'll have a permanent stain. Third, our coatings are UV stable. They will resist yellowing, fading, and break down from sunlight, so your floors will continue to look great for 15 plus years. Our polyaspartic system is 4 times stronger than traditional epoxy and lasts 5 times longer. While other companies redo floors every few years, our customers enjoy perfect floors for 15 plus years.
Now you might be wondering, if this technology is so much better, why isn't everyone using it? Well, here's the thing, it's more expensive. It requires specialized training and it takes real skill to install properly. A lot of companies stick with epoxy because it's cheaper and easier for them. They can hire anyone off the street, give them a quick training session, and send them out to coat floors. But that's not how you build a reputation. That's not how you serve customers who are trusting you with their biggest investment. That's why we invested in becoming experts in the industry. That's why we spent years perfecting our installation process, building accountability into the process, and that's why other coatings companies come from other states, send their installers here to Ohio to be trained by our team. But it's not just about the coating itself, it's about how we apply it. See, most companies try to rush the process. They want to get in and out as fast as possible. But proper surface preparation is everything. If you don't prep the concrete correctly, even the best coatings in the world won't perform. We start by diamond grinding the surface to create the correct surface profile for adhesion. Then we fill any cracks or imperfection. We prep everything with industrial grade equipment. Only then do we apply our industrial base coat, broadcast the polymer flake, and apply our protective coat top coat. The whole process takes 1 day, but it's a full day of precision work. No shortcuts, no rushing, no compromising on quality.
Now, let's talk about applications. This is where people get really excited about the possibilities. We work on garage floors, patios, pool decks, basements, and commercial spaces. Any concrete surface, interior or exterior. During summer, we focus on outdoor projects. Pool decks and patios transform from worn and stained to beautiful entertainment spaces that enhance your backyard. As we head into fall and winter, we shift to interior projects. Basements and garages where families want usable space when weather gets cold. That's where you really see transformation. Basements become family rooms. Garages become workshops, home gyms, or safe play areas for kids. The applications are endless, but the process is always the same. One day of professional installation giving you 15+ years of protection and beauty. We offer dozens of color combinations, textures, and finishes. Go standard for a clean look. Add decorative flakes for texture, or create custom designs matching your home style. Because our system is so durable, it's an investment in your home's value. You're getting more usable space, better concrete protection, and a feature that'll still look amazing when you sell. We're not just applying coating, we're transforming your home, one floor at a time.
You know, I could tell you all about our coatings, our process, and our team all day long. But at the end of the day, what really matters is what happens after we leave your house. What matters is how our work changes your life. And that's something I never get tired of hearing about, because the stories our customers share are not just about floors, they're about transformation. They're about families getting their homes back. In the last 8 years, we've completed thousands of projects. Let me share these stories with you because I think they will help you understand what's really possible when you stop accepting less than your home deserves.
I believe my husband and I were cruising around West Milton one day and saw the place and went in and obviously loved this Ohio State flooring, and then they came out and gave us a quote. The guys that came to install it did a really good job. They got here about 9 and left about 2:30. And they did our garage floor and they did our shed floor out there. They were young, professional, friendly. They didn't make any mess. I didn't notice any extra dust, any splashing, anything like that. I would recommend them. And if you really are into sports, they had this Ohio State pattern. I'm sure they have others. We got our shed out there done, and we're probably going to have another section done here soon.
So we're here today with Blake. He is one of our customers who owns Block Auto Detailing.
I detail about 2 to 3 cars a day, 5 to 6 days a week. So this floor is a very high traffic. I use anything from like pH neutral soap to high pH all the way up to acid. And so one of my concerns was the acid, if it was to get on the floor. It has, and it's been, when I go to fill it up or something and it may spill, like it hasn't caused any issues whatsoever. Another product that I was always worried about was tire shine. Most tire shines are known for staining, the concrete where you spray your tire. And as you can see, there's no staining going on whatsoever.
Right. And how long has the floor been down now?
About 2 years.
About 2 years?
To do it, yeah.
Okay.
I was looking for a place, and my daughter actually saw you guys online. And I reached out, and a guy came right out. The one thing I loved about it was the service. The guys were on time. They said they were going to be here at 8. They were here at 7:45, and the process was just absolutely excellent. When they brought the trailer out to put my stuff in, and just everything was just incredible. Once they laid out their equipment and told me the process, I was really concerned about the dust and things, but the way they had things set up, I had no concerns with dust at all, no issues. I have recommended it to many of my friends. No more painting every other year. No more chipping and scraping. It is absolutely service-free. Don't have to do anything.
Most people think our job is just installing beautiful floors. And sure, that's a big part of it. But to us, it goes way deeper than that. From the moment a job gets scheduled, we're thinking about the homeowner's experience. We call ahead before we ever arrive just to make sure they know we're coming and that we're ready to serve them. We bring out a storage trailer if they need it, so they have a safe, clean place to put their belongings while we work. That's a part of our job too, taking care of their things like we were our own. For so many families, the garage is really their front door. That's why transforming it means so much more than just fixing concrete. But I'll tell you what drives me the most. It's the moment at the end of the day when we're done and the homeowner steps out to see their floor for the first time. The reaction on their face, the excitement, the wow moment, that's what keeps me coming back every morning.
The floor that was here before we had you guys come in and coat it was very cracked and pitted. So not only was it embarrassing, you know, stained up and just like the image of it alone, but then the functionality of it, right? Like I couldn't wheel a cart or a stool or toolbox, you know, across the floor. So now everything just, you know, rolls nice and smooth. And then you guys came, and I mean, you came out personally as the owner and gave me a quote, which was reasonable. And then, you know, you let me pick out samples, you know, right there on the spot.
Right.
And I was comfortable.
So when you first saw the floor, do you remember your reaction?
I loved it just because the difference from before to after was so huge and dramatic. It's so much more comfortable just being, you know, in a clean environment and the one that looks good as well. I mean, great guys that showed up to do the work, just like your guys' name, you know, your one-day floor. I mean, it was promised in one day, it was done in one day. They cleaned up after themselves and it was done very professionally.
I went to my son's and he had his floor done. And I was just mesmerized by how it changed the look of his garage and the floor. I was impressed with the young men and the owner, Lee, being here on one of the coldest days in January where the weather was atrocious. Snow, ice, you name it, they never complained. They were very professional. I almost cried. And Lee said, "Do you like it?"
Can you tell us just how easy is it to keep clean?
It's very easy. I mean, just from the, you know, being able to just wipe it with a rag if you need to, if there's just a spot. With the high traffic I use, I mean, it's easy just to hose down. I mean, that's really all you gotta do. I mean, even if you wanna use a neutral soap, maybe scrub it with a broom or something, but other than that, you just hose it down, it's really easy to clean.
Yeah, because I mean, you have about a 2,000 square foot house, and this is
Right.
500 square feet.
Yep.
That's like 25% of your home.
Yep.
So, you know, that's what we do. We take these nasty places in the house that you just bring them to life so you have more area to entertain, have a small business,
Right.
and just, you know, be able to utilize that space in your home.
Your one-day floor.
The stories I've shared with you today, they're not unique. We hear stories like this every week. Families who get their homes back, who start using spaces they've been avoiding, who can't believe they've waited so long to make this investment. And that's really what this is, an investment, not just in your floors, but in the quality of life, in your home's value, in your family's enjoyment of the space you've worked so hard to afford. Because when we're done, you're not just going to have a better floor, you're going to have a better home. And your family is going to have spaces where they actually want to spend time. That's what makes all the training, all the quality control, and all the attention of detail worth it. It's seeing families transform their homes and their lives one floor at a time. See, I've been in business long enough to know that there are two types of homeowners. Some see a problem and keep putting it off, hoping it will somehow get better on its own. And some see an opportunity to take action and make their lives better. Which one are you? Because here's the truth. That concrete floor in your garage, your basement, your patio isn't going to improve with time. Those stains are going to get worse. Those cracks are going to spread. That cold, unwelcoming feeling is going to keep you from using hundreds of square feet of space that you've already paid for. Now, it doesn't have to be that way. Not for one more day. Here's what I want you to do. Pick up the phone and call us at 833-969-1808. Or Go to yourondayfloor.com. That's the number one, dayfloor.com, and request your free quote. We'll send one of our project specialists to your home, no pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just an honest evaluation of your space and what's possible. We'll show you dozens of color combinations. We'll explain exactly how the process works. We'll give you a fixed price, no hidden fees, and we'll schedule your installation for a date that works for your family. Then, in just one day, we'll transform your space completely. You'll go from avoiding that area of your home to actually wanting to spend time there.
Most people tell us the same thing. I'd love to get my garage floor done, but where do I put all my stuff? We hear that every single week. That's why at Your One Day Floor, we bring the storage to you. Our team delivers a clean, secure trailer right to your driveway. We load everything up, keep it safe while we work, and by the time you get home, your old stained concrete is gone. In its place, a beautiful, durable floor.
Your family will have a new space to enjoy, and you'll have peace of mind that comes with protecting your investment for the next 15 plus years. Imagine walking into your garage and actually being proud of what you see. Imagine your kids playing safely in the basement while you work out or watch the game. Imagine entertaining friends on a patio without apologizing for stained, cracked concrete. Imagine your entire house feeling like a home. That's our vision with every family we work with. And we want to do it right. With our trained employees, not subcontractors, with industrial grade material that lasts decades, not cheap alternatives that will fail in a few years. It's the kind of service that earns A+ ratings and 5-star reviews, not the kind that leaves you disappointed.
Over the years, we've helped thousands of families across Southwest Ohio, Eastern Indiana, and Northern Kentucky transform their homes. But we're just getting started. Our vision is bigger than coating floors. We want every family to realize that every space has potential and every square foot should add value to their lives. Because we believe your home is your sanctuary, where your family lives, grows, and makes memories. And it deserves to be perfect. All of it, including those concrete floors you've been ignoring. Don't wait another day. Don't keep avoiding spaces in your own home.
Pick up the phone and call us at 833-969-1808. Visit yourondayfloor.com, request your free quote, and let us show you what's possible. The question isn't whether you can afford to invest in your floors. The question is whether you can afford not to. Make the call. Transform your home. Your future self will thank you.
Your One Day Floor.